Welcome to UK Learnings. After watch this video, please subscribe to give us your support. And don't forget to click bell icon to get more videos. When are you allowed to wait in a box junction? When you wish to turn right but are prevented from doing so by oncoming traffic. When you are at a zebra crossing. When you are stuck in a queue of traffic. Never. The answer is when you wish to turn right but are prevented from doing so by oncoming traffic. You are allowed to wait in a box junction only if you are waiting to turn right. You are driving when you come across a pelican crossing that is flashing an amber light. This means that you must stop and wait for the green light to show. Must stop and wait for the amber light to stop flashing. Can continue driving as the pedestrians will yield to you. Must stop and give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. The answer is must stop and give way to pedestrians already on the crossing. When the amber light is flashing, you can continue driving if there is no one actually crossing. Otherwise, you must stop to give way to pedestrians who are already crossing the road. When you are driving towards an unmarked crossroads, how will you know if you have right of way? No way to know for certain. If you have the largest vehicle. If you are driving on the newest looking road. If you are driving faster than everyone else. The answer is no way to know for certain. You should head towards the road with caution and expect sudden braking. You break down on a motorway and need to call for assistance. Why might it be better to use the emergency roadside phone rather than your mobile phone? Using a mobile phone will interfere with the frequency of the emergency services radios. Using a mobile phone could distract other drivers. The emergency roadside phone will put you straight through to a garage that can help. The emergency roadside phone will allow the emergency services to know where you are. The answer is the emergency roadside phone will allow the emergency services to know where you are, so that you will spend as little time as possible on the hard shoulder. You want to make a U-turn in the road. Before you do so, you should signal and then begin the maneuver so that other drivers will slow down for you. Look over your shoulder to make sure that all is clear. Use arm signals as well as indicators so that other drivers will be fully aware of what you are about to do. Choose a lower gear so that you can make the maneuver more quickly. The answer is look over your shoulder to make sure that all is clear. You should never do a U-turn unless you are certain that your way is clear. You should check over your shoulder to make sure that there isn't another vehicle attempting to overtake you. You are at the scene of an accident. What should you not do? Use your hazard lights to warn other drivers that there is a problem. Call the emergency services. Ask other drivers to switch their engines off. Offer someone who is involved a cigarette to calm them down. The question is about what you should not do. The answer to that is offer someone who is involved a cigarette to calm them down. In fact, you should never offer someone a cigarette, or have one yourself, at the scene of an accident, because lighting it could cause an explosion if there has been a fuel leakage. Following too closely behind a large vehicle is not a good idea because you might need to change your speed drastically. The length of your journey will increase. Your upholstery could be damaged. The life of your battery could get shorter. The answer is you might need to change your speed drastically. Large vehicles have larger blind spots. You can't look ahead when you are following too closely. By keeping a good distance from the large vehicle in front, you will reduce the chance of an accident. You are driving on a motorway in fog. You know where the edge of the left-hand lane is because you can see the reflective studs. What color are they? White, amber, green, red. The answer is red. The reflective studs which mark the edge of the left-hand lane are red. You are driving along when you come to an area that is flooded. You drive through it, but then you need to dry off your brakes. How do you do this? You drive slowly and apply the brakes gently a few times. You let them dry off naturally by not using them for a few miles. You let them dry off naturally by stopping the car and waiting for about an hour. You speed up and drive fast for a little while. The answer is you drive slowly and apply the brakes gently a few times. You should drive slowly and apply the brakes gently a few times, so that the heat that they generate will dry them. You are driving along when another driver does something that upsets you. You should sound your horn. Flash your lights. Sound your horn, flash your lights, and gesticulate. Stop your vehicle and have a break until you feel calmer. The answer is stop your vehicle and have a break until you feel calmer. You should stop your vehicle and have a break until you feel calmer. Angry behavior has a tendency to escalate and can result in making poor judgments, which can be dangerous. When should you update your V5C? When you pass your driving test. When your MOT is due. If you move house. If you have an accident. The answer is if you move house. You need to update your V5C if you move house, so the DVLA will know where you live. It has been raining and the road is wet. You should leave a distance between your vehicle and the vehicle in front of you. 3 second, 4 second, 1 second, 2 second. The answer is 4 second. You should leave a distance of 4 seconds between your vehicle and the one in front, because it takes longer to stop in wet conditions. While you are traveling at a legal speed, another car behind you is trying to overtake you. Should you try to stop the driver from doing so? Yes, if the other driver's actions have made you uncomfortable. Yes, because the other driver could potentially harm you. No. No, unless you are in a suitable position to safely prevent the driver from overtaking you. The answer is no. To be allowed to drive on the roads, a learner driver must have had professional driving lessons, not have received any penalty points on his or her license, have a valid signed provisional license, apply to take his or her driving test within 12 months. The answer is have a valid signed provisional license. Before you can drive on the roads, you need to have a valid signed provisional license. You are driving behind a long vehicle as you approach a crossroads. The long vehicle signals a right turn, but moves over to the left side of the road. What should you do? Flash your headlights at the long vehicle to alert the driver that he or she has given the wrong signal. Report the driver of the long vehicle to the police. Stay well behind the long vehicle and be prepared to stop. Overtake the long vehicle so that you can get away from it as quickly as possible. The answer is stay well behind the long vehicle and be prepared to stop. You should stay behind the long vehicle to give it the time and the space it needs to perform this maneuver. You are at the scene of an accident. What should you do? Attend to anyone who is screaming. Make sure that everybody gets out of their vehicles. Make sure that everybody has their hazard lights on. Make sure that you do not put yourself in any danger. The answer is make sure that you do not put yourself in any danger. At the scene of an accident, you should make sure that you do not put yourself in any danger. This could make the situation a lot worse. An older person's driving may be affected because the person may get lost more easily. The person may not react as quickly as before. The person may be unable to give signals correctly. The person may find it difficult to read road signs and markings. The answer is the person may not react as quickly as before. An older person's driving could be affected if he or she reacts more slowly. You are driving behind a tractor and would like to get past, but you are not sure if it is safe to do so. What should you do? Overtake as quickly as possible while flashing your headlights to warn any oncoming traffic that you are coming. Overtake as quickly as possible while sounding your horn to warn any oncoming traffic that you are coming. Do not overtake until you are certain that it is safe to do so. Follow closely behind another car that is overtaking the tractor. The answer is do not overtake until you are certain that it is safe to do so. You should wait until you are absolutely certain that it is safe to overtake. You want to tow a caravan. What can you do to help with the handling? Fit a jockey wheel to the tow bar. Fit anti-lock brakes to the towing vehicle. Fit a stabilizer to the tow bar. Fit power steering to the towing vehicle. The answer is fit a stabilizer to the tow bar. You should fit a stabilizer to the tow bar to help with the handling of the caravan while it is being towed. You are approaching a roundabout on a main road. Yellow lines are painted across the road to make you aware of how fast you are driving, to help you choose which lane you need to be in, to let you know how far it is to the roundabout, to help you keep your distance from the vehicle in front. The answer is to make you aware of how fast you are driving. The yellow lines are there to warn you to slow down to take the roundabout safely. The head restraint should be adjusted so that the rigid part of it is at least as high as the eyes or top of the ears, level with your neck, as low as the bottom of the ears, as far away from the back of the head as possible. The answer is at least as high as the eyes or top of the ears. A head restraint that is properly adjusted for the person sitting in the seat will offer some protection against neck injuries. The head restraint should be adjusted so that the rigid part of it is at least as high as the eyes or top of the ears, and as close to the back of the head as is comfortable. When you drive, you should wear sensible footwear because you will have better control of the pedals. You will find it easier to adjust your seat to a suitable position. Flat shoes will prevent the pedals from wearing out as quickly. Should you break down, you will find it easier to walk to get help. The answer is you will have better control of the pedals. You should wear sensible shoes so that you can maintain control of the pedals at all times. Some shoes can slip off the pedals, which can be dangerous. On a motorway, there are reflective studs between each lane. What color are they? Amber, white, green, red. The answer is white. The reflective studs between each lane on a motorway are white. Where can you find a crawler lane on a motorway? Before a service station. Next to the hard shoulder. On a steep gradient. On a slip road. The answer is on a steep gradient. A crawler lane on a motorway can be found on a steep gradient so that large, slow-moving vehicles will not obstruct traffic. You are driving behind a long vehicle when it reaches a crossroads. It signals right but moves to the left. What should you do? Assume that the driver has signaled incorrectly and actually wants to turn right. Overtake as soon as you possibly can. Move to the left of the long vehicle. Stay well back. The vehicle needs to move to the left to give itself sufficient room to make the right turn. The answer is stay well back. The vehicle needs to move to the left to give itself sufficient room to make the right turn. You should stay well back so that the long vehicle will have sufficient space in which to maneuver.
Thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please subscribe, share, like, and don't forget to click the bell icon to get more videos.